group of people, especially state workers, civil servants who are working on the front line of the quarantine situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure you have been watching all news and ongoing actions taken by Parliament and government as well as National Emergency Commission, not only to prevent future transmission of COVID, also to support livelihood of the Mongolian people in such difficult time.
Yeah.
Okay, so just recently, maybe you heard this yesterday, this Ministry of Prime Minister of the Khurusukh, the Cabinet of Mongolia has been established working group specially dedicated for to range in a COVID-19 pandemic vaccine issue.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so the working group is chaired by Mr. Khurul Batar, Ministry of Finance. Okay, so then at the parliament level also we has been established the working group which is included all chairpersons of the Standing Committee of Parliament of Mongolia. Okay, so then today I would like to pay your attention and consult with you on the situation of the state workers who are working on the front line and risking their own lives. As a chairman of the Parliamentary Standing Committee of the State Structure, it is my duty to take all the responsible action to assist and support public and the state workers. Within jurisdiction of the Standing Committee, and we work closely with the Civil Servants Council of Mongolia, and I'm talking about the medical workers and police officers, workers of the National Emergency Commission, State Inspection Agency. Okay, according to rough estimation, there are about 10,000 these people are active on duty during the quarantine period, and same number of workers also outside of Ulaanbaatar in 21 provinces, totally around 20,000 state workers.
Right.
Okay, so then this week in all countries, and we got very good news about the successful completion of the COVID, the vaccine development. Okay, so then question is, and then how we will get this vaccine as soon as possible. This is a big mission. Okay, so therefore, I would like to have discussion of you on possibility to get the vaccine only for these 20,000 high risk, our essential workers as soon as the vaccine will be available. Okay, so then these 20,000 doses is not very high compared to first recipient countries, and that are more likely to receive from the production lines that counted in millions. On this topic, I would like to hear your opinions and exchange your views to make it happen. And so your fruitful suggestions, ideas, and would be good for me to continue to future investigation to speed up the first load of the vaccine to the country. On this subject, and then you can point your ideas, like how to initiate the bilateral discussion on possible procurement of the vaccine. Secondly, to assist discussing the manufacturing companies in your country, and third, to seek the potential programs that is supported by NGOs to help low-income countries to access to COVID vaccination.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much for that, and thanks for the opportunity to have a chat about these issues. And I mean, from the outset, just to say how well I think Mongolia is managing this current situation. And it was already managing the situation well beforehand, before we had the community cases. But it's very clear that the government is doing everything it can to slow down the community transmission, which is very positive to see. Now, on the vaccine issue, obviously I've been in discussion with primarily the foreign ministry about this, and The first thing to say is that you probably know that Mongolia has signed up to the so-called COVAX
Yes.
facility,
Yes.
this multilateral facility focused particularly on developing countries to enable them to have the vaccine as early as possible.
Yes, we are under the list number 4.
Sorry?
We are already in the list number 4 in according to the COVID this initiation, I mean the program.
Yeah, that's right. Mongolia is on that list, and as I understand, this will provide for around about 20% of the population, primarily focused on those who are the most vulnerable, which obviously would include the health workers and others, the emergency workers who you mentioned. So I think through the COVAX facility, there would be a very strong opportunity of being able to provide the vaccine for those 20,000, as you mentioned, as soon as it becomes available through COVAX. Now separately, I've also been talking to the Foreign Ministry about Mongolia's wish to have direct connections with the vaccine companies. So I'm just waiting to hear back from London on that particular point. Obviously, there's a lot of global interest in having direct access to the companies, and particularly cases like Mongolia's, where although the COVAX facility will be very, very helpful and very successful, you know, as I mentioned, it will only provide initially anyway for around 20% of the population. So clearly there's a wish from Mongolia to have that extended. So as I say, I'm talking to London about this question. I hope to hear back reasonably soon with some helpful information as to how best to pursue those connections directly with the companies. Obviously, there'll be a huge amount of interest globally, and as you know, the Oxford vaccine just yesterday announced that they've reached a stage where the vaccine is between 70 and 90% effective, depending on the nature of the doses that are used. And the next stage now for the Oxford vaccine is to seek the regulatory approval, which they will do in the coming weeks. But obviously, in addition to the Oxford vaccine, there's also the Pfizer vaccine and the Moderna vaccine as well, which are now available, or rather, they should be available soon. So yeah, as I say, COVAX very much I think the big opportunity for Mongolia to cover off as many vulnerable people as possible. And just to note that the UK is actually the largest donor to COVAX. We've contributed already over £500 million to the COVAX facility. So that's very much something that we're very pleased about. And then, as I say, secondly, I'm talking to London about potential connections for Mongolia with the companies. So that's kind of where we stand at the moment on the vaccine issue.
Okay, thank you very much, Ambassador, and then I'm very much appreciated for this discussion, and then I hope and we will continue to work on this subject, because I hope and then you understood my concern, because my concern is how we can protect and how we can provide the vaccine firstly to the state workers who are working on this in emergency zones. Okay, so then very much appreciated, and then please also they pay your attention on this point, and then let's keep in touch, and any good response and then any quick response, and then please let us know.
I'll do that. I'll let you know as soon as I hear back, particularly on the direct connections with the companies as well, and also progress on the COVAX arrangement.
Okay, thank you, Ambassador.
No, thank you.
Okay,
it's good to see you.
Okay, good to see you. Bye.
See you soon. Bye-bye now.
Bye.